Hello everyone and welcome back again. In this chapter we will identify everything about the cables and also we will conduct the cable calculation and the correct way for the installation. Let's start. In the beginning, let's identify the power cable. What is the power cable? A power cable is electrical cable, an assembly of one or more electrical conductors, usually held together with an overall sheath. The assembly is used for transmission of electrical power. The power cable may be installed as a permanent wiring within a building or buried in the grounds or run overhead or exposed. Then, what is the type of the power cables? Here I can divide the main type of cable to electrical wires and electrical cables, or also I can divide it for the cables for unarmored cables and armored cables if it included XPLE installed cables. What is the type of cable? Copper or aluminum cables, and also the number of cores, if it is single cores or multiple cores. And also the important things is what the voltage for this, the required voltage for these cables, for low voltage or medium voltage or high voltage. For more understanding, see here this picture shown. For example, this is an wires, and here also this picture illustrates the armored cable. See here, this is an armored, and also I will talk about the type of the armored cable. And here this is an aluminum cable, single core, and here this cables is multi-core. And also here this picture shown the medium voltage cable. It often comes with a red cover. And here this is a single core cables coated with an XPLE layer. And also here this picture shown the type of the armored cable. There are three types of the armored of the cable. Here STA in the center, steel tape armored. This is a tape of steel to cover the cable, sorry. And the second type is SWA, steel wire armored. See here, this is an wire of aluminum also to cover the cable. And finally the AWA, aluminum wire armored. This is aluminum wire also to protect the cables. And if we want to talk about the XPLE layer, the XPLE stands for cross-linked polyethylene, and also it has a high chemical resistance and moisture resistance. And also we can say that an XPLE can be used at the high temperature and the high voltage applications. And here, if we want to talk about the cable sizing, there are two standard to size the cable. The first one is called the AWG, American Wire Gauge, and the another is by millimeter square. See here these two tables represent the relation between the AWG and millimeter square. I use the first table to convert from AWG to millimeter, and also if I want to make the inverse, converting from millimeter square to AWG, I use these tables. For example, here if I say this cable is 20 EWG, that means it is 0.52 millimeter square. And also 1 EWG equal to 42 millimeter square. And also here 4 millimeter square equal 3.3 4 millimeter square equal to 12 EWG, and here 10 millimeter square equal to 8 EWG. And also here we'll talk about the wire's color code. For the United States, wiring color code are usually utilized for power wires in branch circuits. The wiring between the load protective device like a circuit breaker and the load. See here, see this table showing the color code in various countries. For example, here for the United States, in the volt 120 and 208 and 240 volts, the use for the phase 1 is black, and phase 2 is red, and phase 3 is blue, and the neutral is white, and so on. And here also in this volt 277 to 480 volt for the industrial motors and equipment typically have higher voltage system. Phase 1 is brown and orange, phase 2 and phase 3 is yellow, and neutral is gray. And so here also this table is representative the relation between the color code and the phases for the various countries. See here, for example, in Argentina the use for phase the gray, a brown, a black, and for the neutral the blue color. And here the protective is earth, the protective earth or ground, green, yellow. And in European Union also the same. And here in UK the red and yellow and blue and neutral with black. And here in earth it may be the conductor without cover, or green, yellow, or green. And also for the multiple core cables, the core identification, the red for 2 core, red and black, and for the 3 core, red and yellow and blue for phase 1 and phase 2 and phase 3. And for the 4 core, the same with the 3 core included, in addition to the black for the neutral. And here also for the 5 core cable, red and yellow and blue and black. And also here this is for protective ground, green, yellow. This is according to the standard British standard 5467.